The Golf Club 2 was one of my games of the year last year. Whilst it definitely wasn't perfect, the amount of time I put into it brought me shame. I think I said something like, it's close to the best golf game ever made, but not yet. Well, does Golf Club 2019 do it then? I don't know, it's a game that improves on the formula a lot, but then has some glaring problems that are still plaguing this series since the first entry. Golf Club 2019 has your ass covered for content. There's a robust course creator with the ability to download the community's creations, so you're never going to be stuck for new courses to play on, and there are loads of modes to have a crack on. The biggest new addition being a career mode featuring the PGA Tour, and it's pretty good. You get rivals, sponsorships, loads of events to play on and plenty of unlocks for doing it. The commentary is pretty funny. The main guy John is so deadpan. I quite liked it, but I can see him getting on other people's tits. Customization is another one of the game's strong points. The amount of clothing and clubs to unlock and buy is massive, and none of it gives you an in-game advantage. If you want to get better, then you're just going to have to practice. Yes, the golf club goes for a realistic approach to golfing, with either the left or right stick being used to swing, and it feels good. Getting the tempo right on the swing as well as it being straight is really satisfying when it ends up creating a great shot, but that's not always the case. The amount of times my putts barely miss has been a little bit suspicious. It's become far too many to count, and sometimes you'll set up your shot to what you think is perfection, do the swing right, and then the ball ends up 40 yards short or somewhere you didn't intend. The same goes for hitting a ball onto the green. A lot of the time you'll twat a perfectly placed shot onto the green only for the ball to roll and roll and roll until 3 years later when it's managed to roll to another golf course on the other side of the twatting country. Also for me, the wind direction and intensity didn't seem to work at times. I would compensate for it, only for the ball to travel as if there wasn't any. These are problems the community has complained about in the Golf Club 1 and 2, and nothing seems to have been done. There is backspin in here by putting more loft on a shot, but that takes distance off the shot, and I didn't realise that until I took a shot and realised it took about 20 yards off it, when the game gave me a completely different indication of where the shot would land. So it can feel like a lucky guessing game until you really get it down. But I will say for the most part it is okay, apart from the putts always missing by atoms. The game has stuttered sometimes when trying to swing, absolutely cocking my shots up, but that has been rare. Even with all the complexity available, it is still quite accessible to people who aren't mega golf fans, with 3 club sets, beginner, pro and master, the higher levels giving you better control and power of shots but harder swing dead zones. The visuals are a bit crap. The aliasing on your clubs looks horrible. The shafts look more like saw blades than golf clubs. Shadows look very jaggy as well. But the animations look top notch. It's a mixed bag. Oh, and if the wind gets above 10 miles an hour, the trees look like they are in a hurricane. The multiplayer is very robust though. Now you can actually matchmake against other people rather than playing against ghosts. And the clubhouse feature is back, so you and your mates can form your own golf societies and compete against others, maybe even bet some in-game currency on the matches. Oh, but wait, you can buy in-game currency off your selected digital store for real money. And whilst I earned lots of coins when starting the game, it slows right down after a while, so buying something like a top-end clubhouse is a serious grind. It's included for pure greed and it can fuck right off. Fair enough, it doesn't give an in-game advantage, but it takes away the idea of playing others for money, since if you lose you can just buy a load back. So if you like golf, then Golf Club 2019 is pretty good for its content, and whilst the gameplay falters a bit with completely wonky physics, it's a solid representation of the sport. With just a bit more polish on its gameplay and visuals, it could be the best golf game ever made, but I said the same about Golf Club 2, and here we are.